Hi everyone, how are you doing today? I am doing well. I hope you can hear me well. As you can see, I am in a different location. Well, actually, I'm not really in a different location. I'm just in a different setup configuration. I thought I would go ahead and give this a slightly different try since I've been using my webcam for a while now, and it seems to be working for my Stitch With Me videos. I wanted to see if I could try to um, get my Stitch With Me videos in a more comfortable sitting location for me so that I did not have to strain my neck and my back in order to get the camera in such a way. Excuse me, my allergies have been acting up today, so I'm kind of phlegmy. But I wanted to see if I could find a way for me to configure the camera in such a way that I could position myself so it's a little bit more comfortable and I did not have to bend over the camera as I'm stitching. So I'm giving this a try. Please feel free to politely give me feedback regarding if this is acceptable or not. If you can see and hear me well enough, I think you should be able to. We're going to give this a try 1 week and see. Hopefully it works. I know we are working on a bright color here today, so hopefully um, it all works out. And I know most of you are probably stitching anyways, so it really won't matter because most of you won't be looking up because you're just going to be listening to my wonderful, beautiful voice as I talk to you and we stitch along together. Now I know some of you will be stitching or watching and following along, and I appreciate that too. So that's why I want to accommodate as many people as possible. But of course I know we can't always please everybody. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you haven't figured it out already, I am working on my mushroom sampler. This is on 28 count linen. And I'm finally working on the corner motif. I have really been enjoying working on this time. And so I've decided to work a little bit longer on this before I put it away and go ahead and get the corner section, the top row done of the motifs. So, and I'm sure if you all know me well enough and you've been watching me long enough, I'm loving this corner because look at the colors. It's this set of mushrooms is 3 shades of yellow. So they really definitely know what I like in this corner. So this one went quite smoothly. I did have a slight issue here in the back stitching of the words, but I got through that, and the rest of the words went quite well. So, and I'm really liking the fact that I put this on an 11 by 17 Q snap, just so I can see a bit more, so I don't have to move it quite so quickly. But this is a 28 count 2/2. And I'm talking more than I'm stitching and I'm getting distracted. So now how I have the camera today set up is the tripod is sitting on the back of the couch cushion. So if I move ever so slightly, the camera might move. So if you are watching and that bothers you, sorry, not sorry, but I thought we would give this a try. I have been just catching the video from a corner of my eye, but as I turn my head, then the view changes. So I think we're okay, but I'm not going to really know until I play this back after it's all said and done. I'm also hoping the background noise of my air conditioner running isn't going to be too distracting. Hopefully it'll shut off here soon and we won't have to worry about that. But it is pretty warm here today. Excuse me. And so I do have to have the air on. Okay. Now, as you can see, well, I think you can see, I do stitch two-handed when I'm working on my Lowry stand, which makes it help me go, two-handed stitching helps me go much quicker in my stitching. And I'm thinking that might be a reason why many of you think I stitch so much faster than many of you. I'm not sure. I don't know how many of you do stitch two-handed, but I find two-handed stitching is so much faster for me than one-handed stitching. When I stitch on when I'm holding, there we go, the air conditioning just shut off. So when I'm stitching with the Q-snap in hand, I much prefer two-handed stitching. I get so much more accomplished when I'm able to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, just wanted to double check. I'm going to go ahead and tie this one off. Slide that through the back. Now, because this uses 2/2, and it is, I believe, DMC threads, or it's the kit threads, I am able to use the loop method, which does help me get off to a start much quicker as well, which is very nice. And yes, I am a floss licker, so there we go. So my loop method, I start from the front. I always put, whenever I stitch with my dominant hand in the back. It helps me find the hole quicker. I go ahead and put the needle right up through the loop. I then go back down through one of the holes and pull the loop back down through the back, and then that way my loop is secure in the back. Simple as that, and I am secure and ready to move on. So anyways, when I talk about two-handed stitching, I do use my dominant hand in the back, and that helps me to guide the needle to the hole quite quickly, so I don't have any issues, for the most part, with finding the hole from the back. Of course, when I first started two-handed stitching, when I got my Lowry stand, it did take me a while to get comfortable stitching this way. It wasn't overnight, like instantly, that I was able to stitch this fast. But just like anything else, just like bike riding or anything like that, as you do it more and more frequently, it gets much more easy. It gets easier as you do it. If you are grammar police, I apologize. I I I have been off today. I went jogging, and I think ever since I went jogging, I think the sun just took it out of me, and I have not been able to focus right. I've been knocking stuff all over the place and spilling water, and it's been a crazy afternoon. But I did need to go jogging, so I'm glad I went ahead and got that out of the way. And I feel much better now that I did that. So I hope you are all having a great week and now a weekend. Whoops, went way too far. Not paying attention. Talking instead. Again, it has finally cooled down here enough that in the evenings I've been able to open the windows up and sleep with the windows open, and I think that's partly why my allergies are all askew, because during the day I'm in air conditioning, and then at night I've been having the windows open, and my body just can't get used to, I'm one of those people that in the summer I would much prefer natural natural temperatures and not fake air conditioning, because I don't like that artificial cold blowing on me. And here comes the artificial cold again. But I will deal with it because I want to be comfortable too. Okay, I just did that. I have to go one over. So in one and over one. I can already tell this mushroom motif is going to go super fast just because of the blockedness of the colors in this motif. Whereas this one was much more confetti heavy and it took much longer for the initial color just to count. This one is much more blocked and will not take nearly as long to stitch up because the colors are pretty consistent. So that is nice. I know on Wednesday in my update I had mentioned about not really sure what I'm going to be stitching on, just because I do have a lot going on as far as designing and all that kind of stuff going on right now. And at the same time, I'm also kind of feeling all over the place as in what I want to stitch right now. And I think I'm kind of feeling like I just need to be open and allow myself to change as and not be so locked into a specific plan or guide at the moment. I was thinking I wanted to move on to Henry again soon, but I might want to stay away from, I don't know. There's a lot going on in my personal life in the next couple weeks that I don't know if I want to start another page of confetti, just because I know I'm going to want to zip through it, and with my personal life plans and everything, I know I'm not going to be able to zip through it as fast as I would like to, and that might bother me. So I'm hoping, to get at least another page of Henry done during the month of August. Into, over to one here. So at least I feel like I'm maintaining that motivation on Henry, but I don't have to go gung ho on him like I did this month in July and get 2 pages done. But we're just going to go with it because that's what I like to do. I like to stay relaxed with my plans and go where the cross stitch takes me. you know, one thing I like about kits, and you know, this is a kit, as you can see, the threads came like this. I like kits because the threads are already taken care of for you. You don't have to worry about kitting, you know, gathering up all the supplies and everything. But at the same time, it's also, I'm one of those people that I like to have the kits, or I like to have long stitch with longer threads. And as you can see, I'm already almost done with this thread, this strand of floss. Whoops, I went too far. And I'm gonna have to switch out again. And that to me, that is a little pet peeve of mine. I don't want to say it's annoying, but it is, you know, on the pet peeve side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. See, I just lost my thread, which means it's too long for the short or for the long needle. So I have a petite here. I'm going to go ahead and thread my petite up. Yes, you're going to have to deal with me licking my threads. There we go. 1, 2, 3. 5. And that thread there. Come on. Okay, moving on to floss strand number 3. So when I do the loop start and I already have stitches there, I like to go down in a hole that already has stitches in it and then come up in one that has the least amount of stitches. It just makes it a lot easier and makes the stitch a little bit neater. Now that's not right. Where did we go wrong? Poopy. Sorry, I'm just checking out my pattern because I have an error, and I'm not sure why. One, two, three. 1, 1. 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1. 1. Ah. Okay. Well, I have some frogging to do because I want to make sure this one is correct because I'm not sure how close the colors are, and I missed an X right here. Sorry, I missed an X right here. And so that messed up the ends on this side. Luckily, it's fairly easy to fix, except for I'm going to have to fix this row right here, this bottom row right here. Okay. So whenever I have to pull out, I try to unpick it as best as I can because to me, I try to salvage the floss as much as possible. There we go. Come on. There we go. That over there. Where do we end? There. So what I'm going to do then is finish that off right there. And then we're going to go down here and fix this. And I think this is great, that, not great, you know, because you never want to have a mistake, but it's obviously not that big of a mistake. I'm able to easily find the error and fix it. And also, it shows that we are all imperfect, and we all make errors that we have to fix, and that's the part, that's life. And I think it's great that, you know, just because I make floss tube videos does not mean that I am perfect in my stitching. Okay. And in a matter of minutes, I'm back to where I should have been. So that's simple, easy fix. And nothing to stress out about. So I hope you are all having an excellent week. Again, like I've said earlier, I am going to have the best weekend I can possibly have, and do lots of stitching, and do lots of diamond painting, and do lots of designing, and make the best weekend possible that I can. And I'm going to leave you with, I'm going to finish out this strand of floss, and let you listen out with the music. And I just want to leave you with the parting words of, don't forget to always be creative. And I will see you on my next video.